Hi, hello, welcome to Indy by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Our players are going to go ahead and introduce themselves, who they're playing, and what clan they're from, and sort of what they think about these not one but two members of the Primogen reaching out to them. And we're going to go ahead and start with Warren.
Warren. I am playing Carter, who is a Tremere, uh, blood mage, warlock, book nerd, whatever you want to call him. He is probably secretly pretty thrilled to have the Primogens all here asking us for things because I think he's low key wanted to play the game for a while now and has just been playing the book nerd instead. So he's pretty jazzed.
I hear Carter's also extremely jazzed that Nessa here has a lot of same views of the prince and his ability to run a domain. Is that true or false?
Carter definitely last session got a little more verbal with his inner feelings than he typically does. So hopefully that's not going to blow up in his face. But he was gung ho for the prince. He didn't really care, to be honest. But the prince displayed some pretty stupid actions as far as Carter's concerned. So yeah, he's definitely willing to consider alternative options.
That's fair. Next up, we have Dimitri.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm playing Dimitri from the Ventru clan. Dimitri's probably, starting to kind of feel the undercurrent of what the Primogen actually thinks of their prince. So, they're not being very subtle, which is a little surprising because we're kind of an unknown element. I mean, I think they know what they're getting with us, but obviously the prince did too, and look what happened to him. So,
Yikes.
just saying.
And
Make better life decisions.
right, right, or unlife decisions at this point. And last but not least, Hannah.
I'm Hannah, and I am playing Eva, part of the Bruja clan, and I don't trust any of them really. Sadly, Eva's gonna say that she trusts Carter and Dimitri way more than anybody.
See, I was about to say she's clearly the smartest person at the table, but then she said that last part. So
That's fair.
I mean, so far, some stupid stuff, but kind of worked out.
it has kind of worked out.
It hasn't not worked out. You know what I'm saying? It's the real thing. Um, Last session was a bit of a doozy. Um, your coterie was reprimanded for the minor breaking of multiple traditions. I guess it was one tradition multiple times, I should say. Uh, as you guys happen to kill, 53 other kindred. Yes, it may have been out of the tower, but nonetheless, all without the prince's say so. And it was a little bit of a roller coaster as he seemingly wanted to go ahead and quote unquote reprimand in private, but sort of did so that caused a lot of rumors to be spread. Um, with the staking of Alicia and the killing of Dimitri's brother, um, and Penelope was given a warning that the Prince of Chicago would be the one to dish out her punishment, as Penelope is not from this domain. But as you took the time to figure out and try to understand from, being new to this all the way up to morning, you took your time, and Dimitri sort of turned at what would seem like a change of heart. Um, and apologized to the prince and moved forward and went towards the car. Um, as you guys were heading back, you guys did find a phone that was no one's inside the glove box of the car, where you guys received a call from a unknown woman who later swung by the nightclub and announced herself as Nessa, part of the Primogen, and was asking to talk because she doesn't believe that the prince is running the domain correctly. But even prior to that, as before you guys even left, you guys do know that Augustin also discussed with Dimitri when the time was right that he needed to have a conversation with him, and something that you guys seem to excel in. So who knows what that has entailed, as you guys haven't spoken to him quite yet. But it did come to the understanding that, again, it was something that needed to be out of earshot of the prince. But that is where we're picking up, where the three of you have returned and are having a conversation with Nessa. As a reminder, there is Nessa's ghoul outside, who was given a command if she wasn't leaving at a certain time, that she would inform the prince of her whereabouts.
I do have to say, we should feel pretty badass that a member of the Primogen is so afraid of us that she thought walking in here there was a chance she wasn't walking back out. Just
I mean,
saying.
she's not wrong. I mean, it's just she's clearly smart enough to realize that.
I'm just saying, she's probably several generations removed from us, hundreds of years old, probably way more powerful than all three of us combined. But the fact that she's afraid says something. I'm just saying.
It does. It does.
Nessa sort of sits down at the table and so, I am looking to have what I believe a lot of our domain is secretly hoping for, and some of them not so secretly hoping for. And that is the removal of our prince. Looks around the table and begins to scope across the room. Now, I think for this to work and for us not to have any issues, it needs to be a quiet process and a very well thought out process, some of which you may be able to do, and some maybe some of you need to learn. But I believe that I can trust you with this information. And it doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be completely soon. But I've been under his thumb for a century, and I don't want to deal with another century of him, if I'm being quite honest.
Out of curiosity, Josh, are there is there a path to challenging the prince legitimately? Is there a way to do that, or as far as the Camarilla is concerned, they're just kind of there until they die?
There is a way. You would go ahead and attempt to declare praxis, and some probably less than savory things would happen to one of the two princes. Uh, it would. A lot of times, it's only capable to really force the prince out if you have an extreme backing. Especially if one has been the prince for so long, they probably also have some Camarilla backing as well.
Gotcha.
But as far as the Camarilla is really concerned, they don't care who's prince as long as there is a prince in that area. At least from like the true Ivory Tower.
So what is it that you propose?
I don't think he deserves the final death just because he doesn't know how to lead. I just want to make sure that is clear. Not that it's not on the table, but it is my preference that he doesn't. Like I said, I don't think he deserves to die because he doesn't know how to lead a domain and make the correct calls and make it better for us. That being said, I just think that he should just be removed. I don't think any of us in the Primogenitor are going to offer up, our spots. Because, well, very few of us are interested in that position. And it doesn't look exactly well on us if we're the ones organizing this for future princes of the city.
Who is interested?
On the Primogen? Or just a window for people around?
Just in general.
Let's see. I do know of Caleb is interested. There's some Bruja as well that was just recently removed from the Camarilla that I'm sure would love to take over his spot. And there's some other individuals from different cities that would probably be interested in moving over. But the bigger concern is that if we don't have someone guiding the Ivory Tower followers here, that the Anarchs, if they find out, may take an opportunity to step in and remove the Ivory Tower in full. I know that would be Baron Joshua's plays if he was on the board.
How comfortable do you feel, given the information that she has presented to us, Carter, with us telling her exactly what the prince has tasked us with?
I don't feel like she's told us much. Some nebulous someone might be interested in taking over for the prince. I don't know. I'm feeling like anybody could be secretly working for anybody at the moment.
Well, that's the nature of the beast in our kind, is it not?
It is. But let's get down to it. What are you going to do to help us? Because we're a little busy right now.
Yes. I do have a basic understanding of what exactly the prince wanted to do, as he did give us a rundown of where he sent you off to, and honestly, I think it's
Insane is the word you're looking for.
I was, to put it very bluntly, yes. I don't think he is very good at strategizing, but I think this is one of the better calls he's made in quite some time as a quote unquote punishment for you. He looks good if you get it done. He looks even okay if you die.
You can thank Carter for that.
Thanks for my wisdom. I appreciate it.
Sure. Well, you're welcome, I guess. I don't know why you would offer this, but I'm sure there was some distress that might have caused it. That being said, I can't really put many resources into the removal of our prince, but maybe I can give you some resources in this task you have before you as a boon, if you will, to help put this friendship into progress.
The only problem that I can see is that if we are successful in this endeavor, it strengthens the prince's position exponentially. If we can pull this off the way we intend, and it has the desired results, the prince may not be someone who will be so easily removed afterwards.
And if I may ask, what is his preferred results?
To
I'll be honest.
extricate the leaders.
Go ahead, Dimitri. Go. Please go ahead.
To extricate the leadership of the Anarchs, to bring them to him, where he will negotiate a peace between the two of us, extracting a high price from them, and staving off war. This will make him look like hero to Kindred, position the Camarilla much stronger, and as a result, avoid the potential war that we may have started. Well, technically they started it, but we finished.
What if I told you there was a way where we get you halfway there? Maybe you get in the door a little easier. Maybe you extract with the people of interest, but they don't make it to the prince. Maybe there's a car crash. I'm sure that
This
you guys
is
might be a little roughed up.
easy. This is for you easy to say, as because when we return empty-handed, it is not your head that will be taken, but ours. Essentially, my impression from the prince is that we are to die trying or to succeed. There is no other option.
Well, that's the prince only cared about Joshua. There are two others.
We do not know exactly the level of their influence. X is a mystery.
Miss Wyatt would probably be next up for baronship if I had to guess.
So it's possible the Anarchs might write off their losses with Baron Joshua and just promote Miss Wyatt, which puts us back in the same position we started from. Except for the
Well,
Anarchs are much weaker.
Seems like a win for everyone, no?
yeah. It depending on what the prince does. If we deliver him Joshua and the prince works out peace, great, fine. If the prince kills Joshua and Angela Wyatt happens to be out and happens to feel somewhat thankful to us for her freedom, that probably plays well for us. For you.
How much do you know of this Miss Wyatt?
Honestly, not much more than being a thorn in the side of our prince. Think of Miss Wyatt as the sheriff of the Anarchs. Baron tells her to go out and do stuff. Maybe even rough up a couple kindred if necessary on behalf of the Baron. And imagine she was doing that before being promoted, as you guys have told us. So someone's probably going to fill her old position, if not already has done. And I'm assuming the people you took the files from have some sort of insight on that already. I mean, maybe it's just luck that they knew their names, or maybe they had licenses or something on them. But the fact that they knew who Baron Joshua was and Angela Wyatt is a little concerning for me. But I do
My
believe...
other concern...
Oh, go ahead, please.
My other concern is that by doing this, we are not getting rid of the Inquisition. We are effectively kicking a hornet's nest. Do we think they will just go away if we kill everyone in there? No. They will know the Kindred is very active in Indianapolis. Their numbers will triple. The hunt will become extreme.
I'm worried that the Anarchs already made that a possibility if they did find the remains of 53 Kindred. Then that ship might have already sailed, honestly. Even if it's not the tower. They will see us the same as they see the Anarchs. All just one thing to be exterminated.
So then Indianapolis is a lost city.
Possible. Or we have some work to do. And infiltrating. We get... All it takes is one person to fall under our spell that is high enough up. And look, all the kindred are gone from Indianapolis. They have been exterminated. The blast of 53 was an operation that went extremely well, and there is no more kindred. Or at least not enough to send additional individuals. It's hard to tell. But I do agree that kicking the hornet's nest is an issue, but I'm also concerned, as another reason why I want the prince removed, is I don't think he truly believes in the Masquerade much. Not as much as the rest of the Ivory Tower. If you think about it, he didn't punish you guys for breaking the Masquerade, but for killing Anarchs without his permission. Not only were, even if it was only one person, but someone saw video proof of what might have gone on at a gas station. And he's sending you into the municipal building, which is known for Inquisition members. Again, not really trying to save the Masquerade.
What type of assistance can you offer?
I have a plethora of ghouls that could be of service to provide some assistance during daytime and preparation. I could also help with extracting and making sure that there are kindred and other ghouls prepared around the time of extraction. I haven't made myself a name for on this planet for at least a couple of centuries without having some resources for me. But the more that I give as assistance, the more I expect in return. And right now, I go off the name of 3 kindred who, while may have survived a trigger-happy prince, have still yet a lot to prove. But I'm willing to take that bet.
I think, Carter, I think we need to speak amongst ourselves and figure out what plan we are going to implement so we can ask you for appropriate resources.
Of course, do you guys need...
Knowing, of course, that everything comes with a cost.
Yes, yes. Do you guys need more than tonight to discuss? Or are you planning
I
on
do not
hitting
think
this
so.
municipal building tonight?
Oh, no. We will need much more time than this.
That is not a problem. Well, you have the number, or you have that cell phone, correct?
Yes.
My ghoul will be available to answer that at any time. And as long as I'm not within his company, I will be able to assist in any meetings that need to take place. But I probably should make my way back towards Indianapolis before Jordan and the Prince get too curious.
Who is Jordan?
That is the Prince's assistant. Rather new. Probably within a week, 2 weeks ago. His ghoul.
No, sorry. It's my fault.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the Prince likes to keep many ghouls around of different flavors for personal reasons.
Okay, we'll be in touch.
Indeed, we will. And again, all of you haven't seen me here. And she looks over to you, Eva. Even though you are invisible and haven't moved this entire time, she looks to you. Including you, miss.
I'll just wave.
As you wave, you begin to break your invisibility as you begin to fade back into being seen. And she sort of smiles. Now, if you excuse me, I do appreciate your hospitality and allowing me into your domain. And I, again, hope you very good luck in your grand opening. Look forward to seeing all of this in action.
We hope to be around to see it too.
Well, you know, maybe invite Baron Joshua. That should be the day before his execution. I'm sure he would love to make it one more trip.
Thank you for taking the time to come all the way out here. It is much appreciated. And you have our assurances that we will keep your confidence. As you said, you were not here.
Make sure your guards are aware of that as well. And she goes ahead and stands up, straightens out her dress, and begins to head towards the front door.
I'll kind of radio to make sure to let her out. No
Mhm.
static. Just let her go. And then I'll tell them to erase the footage.
You get a bus.
Well, that was interesting.
Very unexpected, but interesting. What do you think?
I think she wants us to do her dirty work for her and wasn't offering much to make it happen. While being sure
Yes,
to tell
but
us
right
that
now-
her assistant came with a price. Well, what do we get out of this deal?
To see another moonrise?
I mean, we've done fine so far.
I do not disagree. I don't know about your definition of fine,
Well, we're not
but we
dead.
have we're not dead exactly. So this is good. Should I call Mr. Augustin? See if perhaps he has similar proposition?
I'm definitely curious to see what he has to say.
Yeah, I make phone call. I'll pull the business card out and dial Augustin's number.
You get instead of the typical ringtone, you may remember back to the early 2000s where you could play music for people who decided to call you, and that is what you hear on the other side of it.
What song?
It is Mr. Roboto that is currently playing on the other side. Yes. Thank you for calling. My name is Augustin. What IT issues are you having today?
Are you in a place where you can speak freely?
Yes, I can. I did not know who this was. You must forgive me.
No, it's no worry. I don't usually use the same number twice. It's force of habit.
I can respect and understand that as someone who does not like using the same phone twice as well.
Are Are you okay with me putting you on speaker for my comrades?
Is it just your comrades, and are you sure there is no additional individuals lurking in the shadows?
Carter, look around, see if you see anything, and I have my security check camera. Hold on.
Appreciate it.
I'll call security and have them just like turn on all the lights on the dance floor and check the cameras to see if they see anybody lurking around.
Yep. In a quick moment, all the lights just power on. And a looking like just the three of you, boss.
Okay, it's good. Hey, do me a favor. Check on guys downstairs. Make sure they're still alive.
What? Well, we really. Yes, sir.
I don't see anybody, which could mean Augustin's already in the building.
Very good, very good.
Everything looks clear on our end.
This is good. Yes, please feel free to put me on speakerphone.
Okay, I'll put the speakerphone and put the phone in the middle of the table. Go ahead. You are now speaking to all of us.
Hello, young coterie. I appreciate your willingness to call after such extreme and unfortunate circumstances. I do apologize for arguably being the one to put you in this position. But I understand that and hope that you understand that I have a job to do one way or another. But I hope that does not mean that we cannot work together.
We put ourselves in that position. You just happen to be in a position to take advantage of that. I hold no ill will for you.
Very good, very good. Now, for business, what is how familiar? Well, I know, Dimitri, you're not exactly from around town, and I guess Carter, you aren't either. But are you familiar with much of this Prince and the Primogen's work in Indianapolis?
I cannot say that I am.
we're in the middle of getting a crash course, I'd say.
That is very understanding, as this is probably the most exciting thing that has happened in the entirety of our prince's a very important rule. Now, I have some concern for some of my fellow Primogen members that maybe should not be in charge. If you are able to possibly get them removed, I could see that this could be very fortunate for you in one way or another. You see, me and my clan are very good at finding information of all sorts. And usually that comes with a steep price. But what I can offer you is each of you a boon of my personal information circle. Now, if you are able to remove one of these Primogen, maybe a minor boon for each of you. But that being said, a minor does not go unnoticed. A minor is still rather large with my clan, especially if you're looking for information, whether it be looking for a spot to settle down and possibly become the Prince of Terre Haute, or if you're looking for some Canite lore, or just looking for a way to get out of it all. All possible. Or, if you're able to remove both of them, you will receive a major boon, each of you, from me. Which I am sure can practically get you anything that you truly wanted. And I mean anything that you truly wanted. Hello, is anyone there?
Yes,
Well-
it's just very you this is very unexpected. I think none of us would have anticipated that the prince potentially has traitors in his midst.
I believe the prince is a good man, and it is my job on Primogen to make sure the rest of them stay in line. Make sure that we support our prince.
Who are the two individuals that you speak of?
That would be Nessa and Sheldon.
And Sheldon is
Are you referring to his clan?
yes. Which clan is he?
Malkavian.
It's got to be mystery.
And I'm sorry, who is Nessa?
Nessa, that is, again, one of our Primogen, but she is a Toreador.
Does Sheldon have a last name?
That'd be Mr. Thomas.
What makes you certain that these people seek to betray the prince? You are asking us to take a lot on faith. Perhaps they are just rivals of yours that you wish to eliminate, and you would prefer not to do the dirty work yourself.
If that were the case, I know many Anarchs in Nosferatu, that would make dispatching them quite simple, honestly. No, these two. Nessa is a rose that has many thorns and doesn't care who gets stabbed in the process. And she has come a long way from her original domain in Prague. She is a very powerful toreador and seems to follow some of the oldest traditions extremely, extremely closely. You see, she was at the Court of Thorns, which for some of you newer kindred is where the Anarchs split from the rest of the Camarilla, because we believe that they were too much of a threat.
And which side did she come down on? Agreeing that the Anarchs were a threat, or she preferred to see them remain?
Unfortunately, that was before my time.
Ah.
I have heard stories of, depending on which individual you ask, she was very much for the Anarchs leaving, and the other version, she was very for them trying to stay. And then there's some people who believe that she wanted them to stay, but have a golden collar, if you will, and never would probably equate to equal the rest of kindred society.
And you feel which way? That the Anarchs should not have been forced out of the Camarilla?
I believe that every kindred has their place, and they cannot be split just because of what clan they are and who they're descending from. I mean, even Miss Eva here, her clan is not typically within the Camarilla, but so far, this Bruja has done great work for us. So again, I believe that as a whole, probably better, but I'm also in the town that there shouldn't be too many kindred in one city, as it is very easy to break the Masquerade that way. And honestly, while I had to report what you did, I could care less about the Anarchs dying.
This is good to know.
Little less kindred, less feeding, less people going missing. We stay safe. But I do not make the rules in this domain. I just simply guide.
And how would you guide us through our next task?
The one I am requesting, or the one that the prince has demanded?
Got to live through the first one to get to yours.
I hope Lady Luck is on your side. But I'm not sure of everyone's capabilities, but I'm sure technology is going to be out of place there. They should probably be higher the further you go down. And so where they're probably keeping Baron Joshua is probably going to be rather guarded. But that does not mean that they cannot be persuaded or dominated otherwise to leave. Or maybe they just do your dirty work for them. I hear active shooters are an issue.
do not think that level of capability is amongst our group.
No? But maybe I can... I mean, I know that it was mostly given to you as your trial. But I do know someone that owes me a great favor that I might be able to send with to assist you. Under the radar, of course.
Of course.
But as far
And
as...
this
Please go
this favor that you would do for us, what would that cost?
ahead. Your... It would only cost your secrecy of our discussion today.
Is a cheap price.
I like to call it a investment in my line of work.
Hmm.
A lot of cheap prices
Interesting.
begin to rack up very quickly.
What information what information would you need to prove these two Primogen don't have our prince's best interest at heart?
Nessa is probably going to be easier than Mr. Thomas, as Nessa is very outspoken, outgoing individual who's not afraid to say what she's thinking as long as it doesn't directly counter whatever the prince is saying. A lot of yes-anding, if you will, to sort of guide him to what she believes is right. Mr. Thomas, on the other hand, called me old-fashioned, but I just don't trust the Malkavians. Less of him, but more of his clan.
Did you just not say that all clans live here equally?
I think they all deserve a place in the Camarilla, but I do not believe that all clans should be on a Primogen.
Wow, okay.
They just have a very poor track record. But Mr. Thomas is very sort of soft-spoken, if you will, and not one to speak openly.
Like yourself.
Not quite Nessa, not quite Sheldon. Somewhere in between. A balance, if you will. Yes, like myself.
What of
You
the
call
wind
yourself-
through on the Primogen? Oh, sorry, I apologize. Go ahead, Eva.
It's fine. No, it's probably stuff I should say anyway. I'll just sit back.
See?
You have
A
to
balance
love
on
Bruja.
this one. On balance on this one. Miss Nessa would have just spoken her mind.
What about the Ventru that sits on the Primogen? Where does his allegiance stand?
Caleb. As far as I'm aware, very supportive. Left Boston after a Inquisition attack there. Did some investigation for his prince there, but decided it was probably better to move on somewhere safer. But I guess lightning does strike twice, as the saying goes. Not saying that it's his fault that they are here, as well as in Boston, but something to think about. Maybe maybe this is a bigger issue than we think, but as far as I'm aware, Caleb is on the up and up. And a great member of our Kindred Society for the Cambria. Not only here, but one of the few of us who've actually been to the Ivory Tower itself.
How did he make that happen?
His blood right. Many Ventrue sort of just believe that they deserve to be places. No offense, Dimitri.
Don't take it.
It does seem fairly accurate.
I go where I want.
You and Caleb would get along quite swimmingly, I'm sure.
Is the scar a recent thing? Is it from the Inquisition in Boston?
It is indeed. He was actually captured and interrogated before working with a lupine on escaping. They caused a muck of it all, made a deal with the lupine before setting it free. Lupine destroyed everyone, and he sort of walked out of there nonetheless. But not before being interrogated for quite some time.
So what you're saying is we need to find a lupine and set them loose.
That'd be terrifying, and I would hate to see whoever is around to deal with that wrath. But if that is what you want, good luck.
I don't know any lupines.
That is good. That is good.
Well, you've given us much to think about, Augustin. We need to discuss.
Of course, I would hope so.
We will be in touch.
Fantastic. And when you've decided what sort of assistance you would like, if you would like my associate to make his rounds and assist you with this task, please feel free to call my IT line. And you begin to hear sort of a tap in the background as... Oh, yes, sir. I believe we can get that line installed for you very quickly. We will be open tomorrow morning, and I'll make sure one of my techs is out to repair your line. Have a great day. The line
Thank you.
disconnects.
You too, sir. Boop. Take the battery out, SIM card.
Nope.
Jesus.
None of that.
So, wow, this Caleb dude. I want to hang out with him. He's got this guy snowed.
Well, not necessarily. You know, he just because he's interested in being prince doesn't mean he's interested in getting rid of the current prince. He could just be really patient.
Yeah,
But you're probably
maybe.
right.
You know what the Ventru refer to the prince as? The dog prince. That is the level of respect we offer to him.
Your sire seemed to be on good terms with him.
My sire is in a very difficult position. We are only here because the prince owed my sire a favor. Big enough to give us a domain.
Well, I'll be honest, Augustin seems like someone we can work with much more reasonably than Nessa or the prince.
You have a thing for Nosferatu, don't you?
You know where you stand with them, if you can see them.
You
So far.
really feel this way?
I mean, he seems...
They are spies. And rats.
But we know they're spies and rats. They're a known quantity.
It does not mean you invite them into your home.
I'm just saying. Nessa came in here telling us what we had to pay for her to help her get what she wants. But Augustin comes in offering us help, and I don't know.
Sounds too good to be true.
I'm in agreement with Dimitri. Just because it's easier doesn't mean it's the right move.
There is that.
Like, do you really want to keep the prince on the throne?
Reading between the lines, Nessa wants our help, but we're totally expendable, and she's telling us to our faces that the prince deserves to be thrown out because he didn't punish us for breaking the masquerade. I don't see putting her or someone she wants in power as to our long-term advantage.
But you think servicing the current prince is to our long-term advantage?
I don't think either one is the best option.
That, right? I don't have to. It's not either or. It's not one or the other, right? It's decisions we make along the way, and I think we need to start thinking about 2 or 3 moves ahead instead of just 1 move ahead. And the prince trusts us enough to let us live. If we finish this for him and gain some favors from Augustin, that puts us in a much better position. And maybe that position means we can guide the prince the right way. Apparently, you want to sit on the throne, is what I took from Augustin's conversation. And if he can seriously arrange that. Well, he knew what I wanted, and between the two of you, I suspect Eva's not the one who wants to be the prince. No disrespect if you are.
I think you make good prince.
No, I'm good.
So
I see you would be tough but fair.
Yikes.
And we'd totally meet at sidelines instead of at the Ivory Tower. That'd be so much more fun.
That is true.
I don't
But
know.
we do this job by ourselves.
You think this is possible?
I'm curious. I mean, maybe get some of our context, but
You know, it would be a really fun fuck you to all of them if we did it without them. This would send message, Carter, that we are not to be fucked with. That we
Yeah.
don't play anyone's game by their rules, we play it by ours.
There is that.
I like that fucking option. Yes, Eva, high five!
See, she's already telling you what to do. She's the prince.
That's what I'm saying!
no.
Okay, so if we do this on our own, we're going to need help. Who do we get to help us?
Well, my sire's not really much of help, and that's my basically only contact, because I have never cared to meet anybody else.
Yeah, my sire's health as well. He's stretched too thin as it is.
Do you have anybody else?
What about the Anarchs?
Well, let me call my sire. She wanted me to call her. Maybe
Oh,
she has
shit.
something.
Okay, is you gonna put it on speakerphone?
Another phone call? I just
You can
gotta
do
like lean back and put my feet up on the table.
We can do that later if you want. It's not pressing.
No, it's
best to
fine.
get
We're
it out of the way.
exactly we're on a roll, so might as well just keep it
Just
going.
Get it done.
Vampire, the phone book.
Yes. That's what we call the Get Mind, is the phone book. As you are making that call, Dimitri, at this point, as you sort of lean back from laughing, you do notice your head of security is sort of standing off on the side.
Oh, no. The guys downstairs are dead. I know it. I'm just gonna walk up.
Sir, I tried to reach you, but your phone is not working.
Oh, sorry. What's going on?
The people are still alive and well, but the other individual is standing.
Yeah, that's why I told you make sure people are dead. So
What? It was my understanding that he
it
had
was
2 broken legs.
no, 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 no. Look. He sprained some things. It looked worse than it was.
I think
Trust me.
we saw his bone. Oh, okay. If
Listen,
you-
I put my hand on his shoulder.
Uh-huh.
There's going to be some weird shit that happens around here from time to time. You know, I keep you guys on your toes out of fun, but you know, this is serious. When I tell you make sure guys are alive, don't mess around. You called him. Make sure they're alive, okay?
yes,
Like
yes,
right away. And if they're not alive, you tell me immediately, okay?
yes. I will make sure to let you and let you know. Who should I tell if you're
If I'm not
unavailable?
here, you tell Eva, and then if Eva's not here, well then I guess Carter. I don't really know what he's going through, but
Understood, understood.
he might be able to mop up the mess. I don't know.
Oh, of course, of course. Should I let Hunter know by any chance?
Oh yes, yeah, Hunter. I keep forgetting about that guy. He's so quiet.
Well, he likes to keep to himself for the most part.
Hey, you know, whatever. You know, each their own. But you know,
So does he go
yes, let
before
Hunter.
Carter or after Carter?
Probably not. Let's go after
I'm
Carter.
right here.
What? Oh, yes, I know.
Oh, sorry. He sees that you're on, like, the phone is ringing in your ear. I'll come back for your contact information later. I gotta go check on these people.
Yes.
Okay, and he sort of dismisses himself and hurriedly rushes towards the security office.
We'll need to talk about that in a minute, Dimitri.
Right after you mentioned needing to speak with Dimitri, you hear the sound of traffic in the background. Yes.
Are we free to talk here?
Yes, my driver is currently taking me back to Chicago.
Perfect. Do you mind if I put you on speaker for me in the coterie?
That is fine.
Okay.
Dimitri, Eva, I
Hello.
am sorry for your loss. And might I say, it was very bold of you and how you reacted, and I can appreciate it nonetheless. But again, my condolences.
Thank you.
Now, I hear that you had a. Oh yes, no, I'm the one that's rich. Do you have any sort of plan on how this is going to work, Carter?
We're making that plan now. It turns out people are coming out of the woodwork to offer assistance with strings.
Yes. Many spiders like to weave their web.
We would appreciate advice because we are turning over a new leaf and thinking a little harder before we take action.
Cain Almighty. All right. May I inquire on who is providing resources? Maybe my time with the, well, albeit brief, time at Indianapolis. I could try to see exactly where some of your best plays might be.
Well, without naming any names, I think there are some people who want the prince to continue, and we'll provide some information. And some people who maybe don't want the prince to continue, who want to use us as tools to make that a reality.
So I just want to understand this correctly when you tell me, Carter, this, because it sounds like you're in the process of contemplating a coup, and that would be embarrassing for both of us.
No, not at all.
Right, because, again, that would be embarrassing for the both of us. We as a clan Tremere think highly of our princes, no matter how much they are idiots, Carter.
I said very much the same thing, Penny.
That is very good to hear. I've spoken with the Prince of Chicago, and I'm going to be out of touch for quite some time.
Hopefully nothing too unpleasant.
It should be only a couple of weeks of unpleasantries, to say the least.
Well, hopefully the Prince of Chicago was a little more reasonable and aware of maybe how questionable some of the moves down here have been.
Yes, it's between you and I, my little birds believe that the Prince of Chicago is looking to adopt.
Adopt, what do you mean?
I believe that the dog might be going to the pound soon, and there might be a new person to stay at home and watch the kids.
Yeah, a babysitter.
Yes, exactly. A babysitter, if you will.
Any idea who the babysitter might be?
He currently babysits a lot of people in Chicago.
Ah.
But, that being said, I will be unavailable starting tomorrow night. I am going on a journey back in time, if you will. As the prince has some information that might be helpful. So, since obviously no one's speaking of removing this babysitter early, and we're obviously not contemplating taking any resources in making that removal possible. I would say, one, if you're able to, do it yourself. Give them hell. Or two, honestly, with enough shit that you guys have went through this night alone, taking the path of least resistance while you recuperate. And I mean that fully, as I believe there's still a hole in your shoulder where maybe some of that might take part and able to relax. Obviously, I know you won't be able to fully recuperate, but baby steps. That would be my advice, to say the least. I hope that is helpful.
Would taking steps that might make the babysitter look better be a problem?
Depends if you like the babysitter. You see, we take a while before we no longer require said babysitter. And he's been at it a very long time. But as far as I'm aware of, the dog sitter likes to get off his leash more than the owners like.
You're not on your metaphor game tonight, Penny.
No, this is very difficult to do, and I do not enjoy doing it, to be quite honest with you. But, you see, I have duties I have to take care of. So, this is how we have to communicate for now.
Well, any other assistance you can think of? Anybody here that you would trust?
Honestly, no. I don't know if I trust the people that are in your room, to be quite honest with you, but again, I've been doing this a long time, and I really don't trust any of us.
Fair enough. Well, call me when you're back from your little trip.
For knowledge and clan,
Exactly.
she goes ahead and disconnects the line.
Well, crap.
Any explanation of the dog sitter, dog babysitter stuff that was mentioned?
I think she's insinuating that Chicago may take over Indy, the prince. But sounds like doesn't want us to make any moves soon. Certainly doesn't want us to take the prince or weaken the prince early. And didn't seem to think it was a good idea to strengthen the prince either.
So we're just sitting around?
No, we
Well-
do it like you say.
Yep. Do it ourselves.
Oh, by the way, your pet is awake and he's standing now.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger issue right now. You should probably do something with that.
Yep, I probably should.
I mean, I'll go down
You
as
want-
backup, but
Yeah, I think we all should. We can.
Yeah,
Just because I
no,
like
abso-
to. It's good.
No, it's definitely good. I think we probably need to get him a little more blood and make him a little more trustworthy. And if we're really doing this ourselves, he's the best person to help us. Or it's all a super trap and we're all dead.
either way.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, right?
As you guys are standing up to head that way, your head of security comes running into the room. Sir, I tried calling again, and once again your phone was off. But I did want to give you an update. One of our men are injured.
Did the guy escape?
No, he's still down there.
Okay.
But he may or may not have an additional hole in him.
Oh, that's
No,
fair.
it's okay. Yeah,
No. Sir, we need to have a meeting very soon. Just
It's okay. Relax. Just relax. Have a drink.
not while on duty, sir.
Oh, okay. I forget. You take this so seriously.
Sir,
It's a good thing. Yes.
he almost died. Not the prisoner,
almost died?
but your employee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did he have a family?
I mean, he still does. He didn't die. I mean, he almost died, but he didn't
Oh, okay.
die.
Well,
die.
then why you be so dramatic? You're like, oh, poor guy. Ah, no, he's fine. He'll be okay.
Okay.
Take
Okay.
him to the hospital. Get him patched up. He's good.
Would you like me to take him, sir? Or would you like another one of our?
Hey, not you. You stay.
Oh.
Get the other guys.
Yes.
Let's go see what's going on before we send anybody to the hospital.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
We'll take care of it. Thank you. Please go back to security.
Yes.
Yeah,
But while you're here, to my thing, I guess. Can I have everyone's information, contact information, so I know who to call?
I think we need to worry
Yeah.
about that later.
Yeah, we kind of go through like cell phones like candy, so it's gonna change a lot.
Dimitri,
We'll figure something out though. Okay, sorry.
I will go find Hunter then. Perfect.
good idea. All right.
Do they not? Once he gets out of the room, do they not know? Like, what do they think is going on here?
Well,
But it's not like
Who
you can
knows
find
now?
a service where you're like, hey, do you know about this stuff? Cool, you come work for me.
Well, I assumed
Hey,
you
that's
made
a
them
good
all
service.
ghouls, man.
I don't do that thing. I don't want no creepy weirdo hanging around me.
No, you just want a bunch of normals who have no idea what's going on, and then you want to send them to the hospital talking about a guy who had broken legs and then stands up miraculously and attacks him and gets shot and
Gonna
wanders back
believe
into the
him,
room.
right?
I don't think before you act, please.
Sounds like delirious, man. You like making ghouls, Eva? Make more ghouls.
no, thank you.
All right, it's on you, Carter. I don't do ghouls.
They're your people, though.
I think
If I
we'll
make them
be
ghouls, they're
fine.
gonna
Can
all
we
be my
just-
people. I don't want
Let's just
people.
go down.
I want books.
We'll get you your book soon. Just let's go downstairs.
I got the
Let's
big
find
book.
out what's
Haven't been
going
able to
on.
read it yet.
I'm assuming you're still carrying the book. I'm assuming you're not.
Absolutely, I'm
Just leaving
still carrying the book.
it. Just massive tome, just under Carter's arm as he's carrying it downstairs. As you head downstairs, obviously you guys don't have any cells or anything like that to officially keep him in. But you guys do have a couple of rooms that you guys have personally for each of you. And you guys head into where you left Drake. And he's sort of standing and moving his arms around a little bit as well and sort of stretching them out. But still bound nonetheless. But hey, this whole vampire thing ain't too half bad.
Right?
Like, why did you hurt my guy?
Your guy's sort of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. And he kept asking if I wanted
Well-
to eat something, and he was just annoying.
I could say the same thing about you, and with one punch, I could blow your head up like watermelon. I mean, is this what you want? You want me to get frustrated with the fact that you suck and kill you?
Just not preferably, no.
Okay, then you have to control yourself. Like I control myself right now. Next time you're annoyed, just, punch the wall or some shit.
I can do that, I suppose.
Eesh. This guy's, I pay him. Now I have to pay for doctor bill. So goddamn angry.
He looks over to you, Carter. So, boss, when can I, not wear the pearly bracelets?
Soon. We need to figure out what we're doing on related to what we talked about last time.
Okay.
So, and I'm sorry, I don't remember what the prince. What did the prince tell us to do with this guy? Did he tell us what to do with this guy?
No.
But we did tell the prince about this guy, right?
Yes.
I don't think. Did we?
Yeah, you guys, yeah, because it was found out later that, and Dimitri was oh, no,
I don't think it
actually,
was ever brought up.
no, you guys discuss it with the sires, but did not discuss it with the, um,
I think we told the prince we had a hunter.
yeah, you had a hunter.
And he knew we found the evidence of this the Inquisition, but we didn't tell him it was a ghoul.
Correct. You guys said you dealt with it.
We dealt with it. That's not inaccurate.
It's not inaccurate.
It's been dealt with.
Of course. So what do you want to know?
Well, we need to get in there and get the Baron back.
Okay. We can do
So
that.
how do we do that?
Now, when you say we, do you mean all of us? Now that we're all on the same team.
Exactly. Now that we're all on the same team, it definitely is all of us.
Is Homeboy here reeking of complete bullshit with everything that's coming out of his mouth?
You could probably you could taste it as much as it's just spewing. Yeah, no, I mean, I got a security badge that will let us in pretty easily.
Okay.
And have you been? You got a map? Can you make us a map?
I mean, I know the lobby and the portion down in the 7th floor, at least a portion of it. I was only there once or twice before I was put out to here. Sorry, I just came from overseas. It's been a very long day. Well, week. But, I mean, I can draw the entrance and then the elevator and then right off the elevator. If you would like, I can do that.
I would absolutely like, as well as a list of everybody you know that's there. Any details you can provide?
I know a few. Now, most of those people you guys did, kill. But, I know a couple more.
Yeah, and other. I mean, how do we get in? Just walk through the front door. What other ways are there in?
Well, we have a front door, obviously. We also do have a couple of secret underground entrances from different parking garages in the surrounding area that we can use to enter or exit.
Yeah, put those on the map too.
Of course. But those would be the easiest. Did you guys? I know you guys torched the van, but did you guys keep any of the stuff from inside?
Not really.
That's
What stuff?
like the armor. The each person had a security card that went with them as well. So if we had multiple security cards, and you guys had the gear, it'd be harder to tell you guys were blanks and easier to walk around. Honestly.
So you walk around in full body armor with a helmet on inside this place?
In very
That's
specific
weird.
places, we don't. Being the main lobby and some of the upper floors. But with the ground floor for blank testing, we don't know what half they can do, and we've heard stories of people just looking and losing their mind with just making eye contact with one of these things. So we typically wear protective visors and don't look people in the eyes.
That's handy. Also, things. Really, Drake?
You have been in the service for years. Just please give me some time. I do. I don't mean any. And for the first time, Dimitri, you can tell he's being sincere. I don't mean any ill intention and talking down. I really don't. It's, for the lack of a better word, programmed. If we do something long enough, it's sort of just a habit. So I do apologize. I don't mean to belittle anyone here. Dimitri, go ahead and roll Wits plus Insight. While he's go ahead and talking.
Why is it so far at the top? 3 successes.
You sort of notice that anytime Carter speaks up to him, he is very, like, Drake is very genuine in his responses. Sure, they may sound a little smart alecky, but he seems very genuine when speaking to Carter. Everyone else, you can sort of feel like the bravado and the BS is sort of flying, but when he's speaking to Carter directly, it seems very straightforward and more genuine.
I'll walk up to Carter and just kind of whisper in his ear, perhaps you should give him some more blood.
Yeah, I'll feed him.
Also, I mean, you guys have seen the weapons that they have, or we have, with some of the advanced technology. That being said, we don't, walk around. Not every light in this building is UV. We do have some that we have down there, or they have down there, but not everything is as extreme as it is. And I will say that you guys aren't the only supernatural creatures down there.
What do you mean?
There's this guy that claims he can do magic that's currently being bound up. And, okay, look, I get it. Supernatural things exist, right? According to this guy, magic exists. And we know that you guys exist. Or we exist. But would you believe it if I told you werewolves are real?
No.
I know.
Really?
That's what I was mind blown by it. We picked up this beast right outside of Plainfield. You guys know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some big dude walking around a hunting ground, I guess is what he called it. But
You
Okay,
just
so there's
shot
go
him
ahead.
and picked him up? That easy?
Tranquilizer does a hell of a drug to most things. You pump enough into someone, no matter what they are, they go to sleep. But we did find that silver does indeed work, like all the myths say.
It's good to know.
Is the werewolf still there, as well as the mage?
He sort of laughs at the mention of mage. Yeah, they're both there. You're a funny guy, mage. No, but yeah, Werf was definitely still down there. But is there anything else you guys would like to know?
Eva? Dimitri?
I'll whisper to Eva real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Light the Carter and have him ask.
Oh, okay, I'll go over to Carter. Ask him if on the security cards if there's pictures, names, what's all on them.
Okay, if we could we just walk in with these security cards, or are they going to figure out that we don't match the pictures?
There's a whole dossier on each person when it gets scanned. There's no like the key card itself is rather blank, but I mean, there's once it gets scanned, it will pop up in a computer system that person's walked in. That being said, if we are using one of the secret entrances, it has more likely that the con will go on longer because we'll be in full body gear.
I'll whisper to Carter, ask him if they have thermal imaging that will detect our lack of body heat, or heartbeat scanners that can tell that our hearts are not beating.
I will ask those questions.
Oh, chat. We know that stuff is. We're working on fixing it. Yeah. Both those things are true. Also, the doors do have sort of each. There's cameras everywhere. So if you ever have to take your helmet off, you'll be instantly noticed that you're not who you say you are, and it'll be difficult to say the least. But I don't know if this is something that all of us can do now. Wait, can I do it? I don't think so. I don't think it worked. But I've seen some vampires that were able to make it seem like they were alive, even for a short time, but able to see that they were alive. They had heartbeats, they had warm skin, all of it.
Do I know which clan might have powers like that?
Every single kindred has that capability called the Blush of Life.
Okay.
Where for a moment it seems like you are human. It does require a rouse check, but you seem human for the duration.
Okay, well that's handy.
I mean, what do you say, boss? I mean, I gave you a shitload of information. Can I just at least walk around in here without these cuffs on?
Yeah. They're honestly as much for your protection as anything else. We're still shepherding you through the change.
Also, do I get any of these cool ass powers that I've seen people use? I mean, I've seen obviously you. Wait. And he squints really hard at you, Carter. I need you to roll wits plus resolve.
What is this fool trying on me?
Something that's about to get his ass killed. Hannah have any luck getting back in?
I'm seeing. I see she's connecting and reconnecting. He looks over to you, Dimitri, or not Dimitri. Excuse me, Carter. As you are making eye contact, he goes, "Forget," and nothing happens.
Not yet.
It was worth
Not
it.
yet.
I saw the footage. I saw you do it. I figured you're the one that turned me, so I figured that. Just try to choose something that was relatively, non-threatening. So, But I just had to learn if I was able to do cool things like you guys could.
Oh, you definitely can, but that will come with time.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I apologize for your security. I'll take it easy on him.
Yes, this would be nice. I'm going to give you to the moment to, share together.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
It's the next step. You wish to continue on this journey, yes?
Yeah, I thought the journey was over, but no, I am.
Oh no, no. Oh no. There's much more to it.
And let's get this
It
show on
is.
the road. And he sort of like, even though his hands are bound together, he just sort of claps.
All right. So it's a rouse check, right? Worth of blood.
It is a rouse check worth of blood that has to be given.
Oh, this is definitely not a bad idea, right?
No. I heard these are only the best of ideas. That is not a. That is a lie. Also, I think that's new. The +1 hunger applied. That feels new. Make sure your hunger is showing correctly.
Yeah, I'm very confused how that happened.
But it was a success.
You
You
know.
guys passed anyway.
Yep. And the hunger did not go up, so we're good.
Okay, cool. Either way, you are. You go ahead and continue to feed him again, making him more bound to you as he sort of just continues to drink from your hand as you open it up, provide it for him. He just drinks and drinks until you stop and remove. I'm assuming you lick your hand to close the wound,
Definitely.
and he. How many more until I'm done with this journey, as he mentioned?
Everybody's different. It can take some time, but probably not much longer.
And I'm assuming you're just giving him enough to keep him, like, to increase the strength of your ghoul, not enough to fully embrace, correct?
Oh, I definitely do not want to embrace him because I can't blood bond kindred, and having a vampire that I can't control who is also Inquisition sounds terrible.
or awesome for story purposes.
Terribly awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, no, welcome back.
Thanks.
You're welcome. As you two, Dimitri and Eva, leave the room for a moment while Dimitri strengthen his bond with his ghoul, is there anything you guys would like to talk about or do? You do see that the a new guard is in the process of being sent down, so there are still 2 individuals down here. But you guys, besides those 2 guards, are obviously the only 2 people down here.
It's okay, guys. You can take a break for a little while. I tell you when we need you, okay?
Yeah, you, the guy just sort of who just got here sort of rolls his eyes. Okay.
Hey! Watch the attitude.
Yeah, you jumps back. You got, no, yes, sir. It just sort of,
No, there's a garbage can out back that might just have your name on it.
no, please, well, I apologize. It's just been a long night, sir. Uh, and he goes ahead, and they both hurriedly scatter up the stairs.
It's so hard to find good help, you know?
I don't
Yes.
know, Dimitri. You might really have to pay them more.
Eh, you may be correct. I don't. Is I'm not used to working in the legit business. You know what I say? There's
Um,
insurance and human resources issues I don't want to deal with.
but you hired them.
I know, but it's okay. I figure it. So when are we going to kill this guy?
Yikes. Roughly about
Yeah,
this
what-
time, Carter, you have finished up your feeding, and not the kind that you'd probably be rather doing. Um, is there anything you want to say to your ghoul before you leave?
I tell him part of being one of us, particularly of the kind that you and I are, is patience and not saying stupid shit. I need you to practice that if we're going to keep doing this. When I come back, I'll take your handcuffs off as long as you've shown me that you can practice patience.
I'd be happy to, boss. Be happy to. And even Carter, you're able to see the change in his demeanor after is more endearing to you, as it should be.
Perfect. We're getting there.
He goes ahead and just plops in the corner, and just sort of waits.
I'll be back. Do you need anything? You hungry?
Now I mentioned it, some food does sound sort of good, more than your blood, I guess.
We'll have some stuff sent down.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Anytime. Be back soon.
Yeah. If you're planning on going without me, make sure you're keeping the body armor.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk before we leave. I'd like to have you with me.
Yeah, you got it. He sort of puts his head resting on the wall, looking up towards the ceiling.
All right, we'll come out and talk to Dimitri and Eva.
You mind if I have a quick word with him? Just real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
I'll slip in there. I'll just clear the distance between me and him in a second and be right in his face. Next time you touch one of my guys, I take your left hand. It will not grow back. Understood?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to know if you break the rules again after that. Being immortal with no eyes is very, very long life to be blind.
Yeah.
So, have a good night. We send down food. But play nice. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Dimitri, he sort of reminds you of someone from your past. A younger you with a hot head, ready to go. But nonetheless, you go ahead and exit the room. And it's the coterie out in the hall.
Close the door behind me. Lock it.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Let's go upstairs and talk.
I'll holler for the boys.
They walk as they probably have barely made it up the stairs at this point. Go ahead and turn back around and head back down the stairs. The guy who made a comment earlier is straight faced and just comes right back down.
It's good.
We need to pay
as
them
we
more.
pass them, yeah, I am like $50 each, without Dimitri seeing.
But
Okay. Like that.
they go ahead and slide the back pocket. The three of you head back into the main area. And you guys arrive back at the meeting dance floor.
So Carter, I missed what he said about the key cards.
So, long story short, he said, and he's going to give us a map. There's some secret entrances, and it's not unusual to go into those secret entrances wearing the full body armor with the visor down. And at those secret entrances, there's not really anybody sitting there verifying you are who your card says, so that we'll theoretically be able to make it longer if we go in the side door.
Okay.
He also did mention as well that there were like heartbeat scanners as well as like thermal detectors. But he did mention something about a kindred that have power to make themselves look alive, that they've been able to study in the past off different other kindred that they've tested. They've tested on, which you would know would be the blush of life ability that all vampires have. But as far as he's aware of, not everyone.
That.
Yeah.
And you heard the part about how there's a mage and a werewolf down there, right?
Yes. I did not fall asleep during that part.
It's been a long night for poor Eva.
Yeah.
Just meetings and meetings and
More meetings.
Yeah, I thought it was rest of relaxation, but no, so it's too much.
Carter feels a little excited about it because he feels more in his advisory role than.
Yeah, no, this is what Carter was built for sure. Less the whole planning to go commit suicide via Inquisitor,
right.
but
Exactly,
but advising you idiots on how to do it, that sounds great.
So, like, if I wanted to, like, take the guys and, like, do the whole ghoul thing, what's that all about? I mean, I've never do it before.
Well, when a vampire and a mortal
have to deal with each other for a very long time.
I mean, when I'm done with them...
Yeah, it without getting technical, it just sort of makes him bound to you. He gets a little bit of your power, and you can trust him.
Okay, well, it looks like it's going to be a long night with Dimitri.
Oh.
I would definitely not recommend having multiple.
Okay, why not?
You'll be really drained.
So you take one, Carter take one.
I am good.
But we need them to, like, serve us loyally, and also this way they can compete with, man downstairs. They heal faster, yes?
Yes.
They heal faster, but they also get some of your powers.
Well, I mean, that more reason for them to serve us, yes?
More reason for them to, yes, they're usually loyal, but not always. So you want
This guy's
to
loyal.
go against your own power?
Eva, that does remind you that because I'm assuming that now that you have Hunter on like a consistent schedule, that you're just feeding once a month if necessary. It is coming up. Tonight would be the month or the night that you'd have to feed Hunter again to continue having him at 5 as the maximum for his loyalty.
Okay. Oh, I just remembered I have to do one more thing tonight. Okay. Add that to my list. Anything else that we need to do?
Well, I can tell that you're exhausted. You're obviously an introvert, not an extrovert. So you need to go isolate, calm down, put your feet up, do what you need to do. We've got a lot of things going. How long till sunrise?
At this point, after all the meetings and the numerous things you have roughly about 2 hours before sunrise.
We're calling it a night and we plan tomorrow.
At dusk, we plan.
And
So, are we
I
trying to
have
do this
talked with
ourselves?
my men. Well, I mean, we still need to figure out if we want to involve anarchs. They could at least create fantastic distraction. We don't tell them about secret doors. We send them to the front door. We give them, we duplicate passcard if possible. Tech people, maybe your friend, what's his name, Bart, maybe he can do. And then we send them down elevator to die like dogs, and then we go in the back door and take them.
So, how are we getting the anarchs there?
They do not know that we are part of the Camarilla. No one knows who we are. We are no ones.
Right. But that's not my question. How are we getting them there?
We just reach out and say, hey, we know where Baron Joshua is. He's being held here. Here's keycard. Go rescue. Ha ha! They run stupid and die.
Carter. Just gone. R.I.P. Carter. That being said, Carter, you do know of a very particular Bruja Anarch hangout.
I do.
If you wanted to go down this road, you do have that knowledge of where it's located.
Fairfield and his childer, yeah.
Yep. Indeed.
That's not terrible.
We could just say we escaped. We were at the rent and rave. We happened to get away. And we could not help but see them take. And so we kill guys. We get file. We give them copy of file, yes. And then we just turn them loose. Like crazies. They make big noise. We go in back door. Nobody even pay attention to us. We stroll right in.
His childer were pretty stupid. We could probably convince them. They really were. They were quite dumb.
You have flashbacks, Carter, of watching the two of them shoot each other for fun and then laugh and then walk back inside.
It's like Beavis and Butthead. I mean,
It's good, no?
I mean, it's
They have to.
not.
They have to have more context within the Bruja. I mean, within the Anarchs. The Anarchs are going to want revenge. If they find out that it's Hunters or Inquisition or whatever that do this, they're going to want to get their Baron back. We sneak out back door with Baron. They all die, or most of them, or some survive, I don't know. But they never see us, so they don't know they've been double-crossed.
Yeah, I mean, we should think about that. It's not a terrible. It's not the worst plan we've had today.
We can wheel in a bunch of explosives and blow the place up on our way out.
Now
There's my Dimitri. No,
Oh, sorry,
I do somewhat worry about sending a bunch of kindred to their death after getting in trouble for killing a bunch of kindred.
We didn't kill them, though. They're choosing to kill themselves.
Just splitting some hairs there.
We could say they found out of their own accord. We don't know. Eva could liar. She lied for us.
What happened last time we lied to the prince? I mean, earlier this evening.
As far as I know, he don't put no stipulation on how we accomplish this task.
which is
I
what
think-
was said earlier by you, Carter.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
all right.
Hey, I'm not saying they're not better idea. You got better ideas, spit it out, big brother. But until then, come on now.
No, it's the best idea we've got so far. If we don't want to take the help from Augustin, I think it's the best help we've got so far.
Yeah, I am hesitant to take any help from any of the Primogen. I like the idea of, as Eva said, sticking it to them.
I did not say that.
I thought you said
He's
that.
paraphrasing, I guess.
Majorly.
Yes.
Alright, so anything else you guys would like to do before heading to bed? Obviously, I know, Eva, you are going to go and speak with Hunter. Carter, are you going to go ahead and begin looking over that book in your downtime between now and...
Yes, absolutely. Gonna look over the book. Do I have a number for Bartholomew?
No, he did not give you any sort of number, but you know where he works.
That's
So
true.
you
I
could
call the
probably
gas
look at,
station.
you could call the gas station and figure out if he's working.
Okay. I was just thinking it might be polite to call him and say, "Hey, can I come to your domain?"
Yeah, that's
rather
fair.
than just show up on his doorstep.
He's like, this guy. Yeah. You could ask. You know where he works. It's easy enough to Google where the number for the gas station. It's not a super hard thing to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be a tomorrow problem.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Well,
Carter's problem.
Today, Carter wants to read a couple hours worth of book before he
Okay.
goes to bed.
Dimitri, there was talk about doing some ghouling. Is that on your radar for the rest of this evening?
I will grab the head of security and have him bring the dude that didn't go to the hospital up to my office.
Yeah. The both of them head to your office. And he sort of, the head of security stands by the door and
No,
Yeah.
sit, please.
he helps the guy who got injured sit down. And then he
So,
sits next
okay.
to him.
I'm gonna tell you guys something, and it's probably going to blow your minds, okay? But you've seen some weird stuff, right? Very weird. Okay?
They
Like
look towards each other.
Guy who all messed up, suddenly not all messed up. He probably seems stronger, and I was obviously very concerned about your well-being, and I was constantly telling you, make sure people are not dead. Aren't you glad now that I was doing this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what it is. I've never do this before, so this is really strange for me. Okay,
Are we getting a raise, sir?
how of a sort?
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I'm interested in the conversation.
How would you like to live a long time? To perhaps be much stronger than you are now? Faster, possibly? Be able to heal when someone hurt you? Very quickly? Like, man, you see downstairs. Would you like something like this?
Interested?
Okay. Now here comes the part that's going to seem a little weird. All you have to do is drink my blood.
Wait, really?
Mhm.
The both of them look to each other, and the head of security is interested. He just sort of looks at you, looks back at the other guy. The other guy looks to you, and if we say no, sir,
Well, we'll make sure you get to the hospital.
you see his eyes go wide a little bit because he's unsure of what condition he's going to go into the hospital at. They both look at each other, and
Listen,
how do we
once
do
you-
this?
once you do it, then you'll feel the rush,
Hmm.
and you want to do it all the time.
Okay, I guess if this is what you'd like, sir.
No, no, no. It is what you want. I don't want to force anyone.
Oh, of course, of course. No, I think
I
we're
mean,
both interested as they sort of look to each other.
but you can't tell other guys because they get jealous, okay?
Yeah.
But you're kind of being brought into a secret world here. There's a lot of responsibility that goes along with this. You start talking about, hey, I drink my boss's blood. All of a sudden, I'm like super strong and I can't really die or get hurt or whatever. You know, this kind of weird stuff. People look at you strange. It's not good.
No, I
Just
agree.
keep it,
It's
keep
sort
it on
of
the down low.
yeah. Enjoy people not believing I'm insane. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Okay, so you're both going to drink, yes?
Yeah. Go ahead and make 2 rouse checks, as you will have to provide each of them with a rouse full of blood.
Which one? Oh, why did it not go? There it goes.
Oh, that is your hunger
That
increases
is
by.
a failure.
Yep, your hunger increases by 1 for the first one. Go ahead and roll another for
Roll
the
the second.
second ghoul. It is.
It is really taking
It
a
is-
while
it
to
is
think
loaded.
about that.
And the second one is success.
Jesus!
So you are good. You only gained 1 blood, or 1 hunger from feeding your 2 newfound ghouls.
See?
Yeah. Yeah. This is. They see you see them both sort of flexing their hands a little bit. Yeah, this is weird, but sure. I could get used to this.
And what about you, guy with pain? You know, is
It's
going away?
still there, but I'm assuming it takes time.
Yeah, it'll take a little while, but you'll be okay. Just like guy downstairs, he was in much worse shape than you.
Yeah.
You'll be bright as rain by morning.
Yeah. Go ahead and for your information, the head of security. Name is Jack Spencer.
Okay.
And the second one is Spencer or not Spencer, excuse me. Cole Davis.
Got a couple ghouls, man.
Yeah. Ghoul it out.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
All the cool kids
All
are.
the cool kids are ghouling. While this is
Okay.
going on, Eva, you find your way up to Hunter, who is hanging out in his own personal area, listening to some music. When he sees you walk in, he takes the earbuds out. Hey, what's going on, Eva?
Well, it's kind of that time.
Yep. Yeah, it is. You don't have to. You don't have to do this for me. Like, I appreciate what you did and all you've done for me, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I know I don't have to, but I want to.
All right.
Unless you don't want to.
No, I very much do. Sort of smiles at you.
Alright.
You go ahead and slice your hand open for him and provide it out to him. He takes it, begins to drink. Go ahead and roll a rouse check for me, please, as you provide 1 worth of blood.
Okay, just have to reopen my roll 20.
You're good. Dimitri, I'm assuming after you feed both your ghouls, you lick your hand to close the wound. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
For sure. Yep.
After that, Hunter looks to you. Hey, I got some places to go tomorrow. Do you need me for anything before I go?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I got my phone on me, so if you need me, I can be back as soon as you need. I just got
Yeah,
a couple of stuff I need to finish up with selling the old place.
right. I'll either text or call you.
Yeah.
To let you know.
Sounds good. Hey, I know I haven't said it recently, but thanks again for all you've done. It goes a long way. I honestly don't know if I'd be alive if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, well, I think we've both done each other some good.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a championship next week for weightlifting, and I'm probably gonna win, thanks to this.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
Your hunger does not increase, barely, but does not increase. Um, well, if you don't need anything, I'm gonna get some. Some of us still need to sleep, so I'm gonna go catch some shut eye before the sun comes up, and I have a meeting with the realtor tomorrow around 1.
Sounds good. You're not the only one. I am definitely kindred out. So
He chuckles before. All right, I'm here if you need me, and he puts his earbuds back in and sort of like lays back in bed before rolling back over. And then I'm assuming you head back down to your place of rest.
yes.
Carter, you go ahead and get. And you're going through this book, and it's extremely old. You didn't realize how old it was at first, but the papers are very frail as you're slowly moving page to page, taking extreme care of this book. You get probably through a chapter of it, which we will go. I'll send you a direct message of what you find so far in the 2
Perfect.
hours of going through it. But that being said, we will go ahead and call it for tonight. Next week we will come back the following evening, as this will be the second night of the capture of the 3 to 4 days warning that Drake has provided you guys with. So time is coming very quickly for action to be taking place. So everyone in chat, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, the 28th, which is, for our Shadowrun fans, Harley Quinn's birthday. So don't forget it. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. A lot of cool things in the works as far as Vampire the Masquerade is. But we will see you guys next Tuesday. Have a fantastic night, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for We Run the Night. So be around for that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Because you have no fucking clue what we're gonna do.
Oh, no, that's the issue. I probably over-prepped because I have like 8 possible things you guys are probably going to do, but then aren't going to do. So then I'll just be at square
Totally
one.
throw you a curveball.
Exactly. You guys, what if we just go Anarch?
Possibility.
I
Like
haven't
we're gonna
ruled it
totally
out.
switch sides, and instead of going after the hunters, I mean the Inquisition, we're gonna raid the Ivory Tower.
Exactly. That seems good.